This is a 2019 Porsche Boxster 718, and I'm going to tell you guys what I think of it. Hi guys, welcome back to Rolling Stonks. My name is CJ, and this is a Porsche Boxster 718. Oh yeah, here we go. So I'm down here in Orange County. It's a little hot, so we're going to turn on some AC. And we're going to take this car out to Ortega Highway and see what you can do. Okay, so I have been driving this car for a few days. Oh my gosh, trying to get used to it here. And it is quite different from what I'm used to because it's a Porsche and I've never driven a Porsche in my life. It's not only a Porsche, it's a newer Porsche. A lot of you guys are into older Porsches, and the older Porsches have gone up in value quite a bit, but you can find old Porsche Boxsters pretty cheap. This one I think is a 2019, and they're still up there a little bit. Right off the bat, I can tell you I still like my SL500 better than this car. It feels like a sports car in the fact that it's not the most luxurious ride in the universe, but it definitely is more luxurious than my Tesla Roadster. That thing bounces around pretty crazy. Unlike the Tesla Roadster, you do have to wait for the power to spool up in this guy a little bit. Here we go. So this is another one of those cars that feels like it has a manual transmission clutch in it that is controlled with an automatic controller, similar to the Audi R8 I drove. You give it some gas and you sort of feel that clutch engage, unlike a pure automatic where you give it gas and it just starts to go. So the car just turned off and I'm at a stoplight, and when I let go of the gas the car will turn on, but there's definitely a noticeable delay. I'll take my foot off the brake, the car will turn on, then I'll give it some gas, and then you have to wait for the clutch to engage. It doesn't feel like a regular automatic transmission. It feels like a manual clutch being engaged. Today we're going to take this car out to the Ortega Mountains where there's some nice windy roads for quite a few miles. That will give us a good idea of how this car handles. I'll put it in sport mode and we'll get to see what she does. Push this button here, because that button makes the car so much better. Also, that button there, that button will stop it from shutting off at red lights. This button here will open up the valve on the exhaust and make the car sound cooler, basically. And this button will make the car drive better. Here's an on-ramp here. Let's give it some gas. Sound is amazing. I mean, it really is. There we go. Alright, going a little fast here. So on the highway, it's actually a very comfortable car. The ride is pretty smooth. You still can feel the road. One of the weird things that I notice in cars is the steering wheel. My favorite steering wheel is the kind of steering wheel where there's two handles here and not one in the middle down here, so I can rest my hand here. This one has a handle down here. There's actually a button here for the heated steering wheel, so I can't really rest my hand there. You kind of have to hold it where you're supposed to hold the steering wheel. Another cool thing this car has, though, is indicators on the sides of the car that tell you if there's a car on the side of you. So there is a little bit of a blind spot, this being a convertible and a sports car, and it flashes red when you've got your blinker on and there's a car. Dude, that's so sick. How often do you see a friggin' Osprey just chilling there? Whoa, that thing is gnarly looking. Sheesh. California is not known for its great roads, but we're getting very close to one road in particular that I really enjoy driving here, and it's called the Ortega Highway. I was on Turo and I was looking at two different options. One was a 1999 Porsche Boxster, and this was a 2019 Porsche Boxster. So you have 20 years apart. Now both cars look really similar, but based on what I saw from the interior photos, this car is much more refined inside. It's very modern. It has this awesome red and black interior. Everything's laid out really nice. It's a really nice place to be. The shifts are quick and they're really smooth actually. It has these paddle shifters here, and I did get to use them a little bit. I'll show you guys how it works later, but when you shift this, it happens pretty quick, which is really nice. So I'm about to pass this truck. Oh my gosh, that's so much dirt this thing's gonna be. I'm gonna downshift. Downshift again, and I'm gonna really step on it here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The car's steering is really good. It really gives you good confidence, and it feels like it handles really well. The suspension is really firm, but on these kind of roads, that's what you want. So I'm gonna put this thing in sport mode here. Okay, we're in sport mode. Now I just heard the exhaust open up. I'm guessing it has one of those valved exhausts. Guys, we've made it out to Ortega Highway. We have an open road in front of us, which is fairly rare in Southern California, and I'm gonna show you what this car can do. This car shifts really quick. I'm in 6th right now. I'm gonna downshift. 5th, 4th, 3rd. Okay, I'm gonna step on it. Yeah. Shift. Woo-hoo-hoo. The power curve is amazing. It feels so good. Definitely was going fast there, so I need to slow down a little bit here, but the handling of this car is really good. It feels like I imagine classic Porsches would feel. It feels light and nimble. The steering is extremely responsive, and the car just really wants to show you how much fun you can have while you're driving the car. I do like to use the Mercedes R230 SL500 as sort of a base for my comparisons to these types of cars, because I consider it probably the best value you can get for your money. Now this car costs quite a bit more, considerably more, even on the used market, and honestly it's marginally better. It gives you the classic sports car feel that the SL doesn't necessarily have, but it lacks a bit of that smoothness and luxury that you want if you're getting a car for city driving. If you want to buy this car for sport car driving though, it really beats the SL, because the power ramp is sportier, the sound is sportier, the handling feels a lot sportier. Now it's interesting, I'm in sport mode and the car is not shifting into 7th gear. It's got 7 speeds, and apparently in sport mode it doesn't use the 7th gear. You do feel the road enough to understand what's happening down there, but you don't feel it too much to the point where you're uncomfortable. To shift this car into paddle shifter mode, you just knock it from this section to that section. But now I've got full control, so I'm going to shift down again. I want to be a little bit higher in the RPMs for some of these corners here. Paddle shifters are in a really nice spot. The steering wheel feels really good up here. For sport car driving, when you want your hands in the right positionings here, it feels really good. It doesn't have a V8, so you don't get that low end torque, but when the engine spools, it spools quickly, the power comes in quickly, and it's ready to go when you want it to go. But when you're out on a road like this, and you get the noises like this, oh, I just spilled on myself. Okay, that's good. Sheesh. Okay, I can't go too crazy. I got some tea here. I'm on a very bumpy road, and I'm noticing something that's kind of goofy with this car. They put the cup holder right here, right above the controls on the center console, and every time I hit a bump and something splashes out of my cup, it splashes all over this very expensive looking center console. We got smooth road here. Ooh, this is nice. The brakes are really good. They're really responsive. They're smooth. Going around these curves, it just feels really good. This is the kind of road this car was built for, and I'm really happy I get to take this car out on a road like this. We got an open road, so I'm taking advantage of it. Here we go. Yeah, buddy. Now we're... Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Oh! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh my gosh. Here we go. We're going to go is splashing all over the dash and the center console, and it's not even full. Oh man, my heart's pumping. That's exactly what you want in a car like this. This car didn't squeak or squeal or anything going around those curves, and that's probably the fastest I've ever taken one of those curves on this road. I have driven this road a lot. I've driven this road with my Camaro that I used to have, and I used to drive way too fast in that car on this road. But you could hear the tires squeal a little bit when you go around these corners. This car, there is no tire squeal because the car just grips so good. The automatic mode, even sport driving, actually feels really nice. The car shifts into the right gears. It knows where the RPMs want to live based on what you're doing. The programming is really good on this car. I get why people like Porsches, I really do. I mean, it really, for a sports car, it is an incredible experience being able to take these curves this quickly, this comfortably, and smoothly, and have that power ramp the way it is. I understand the appeal for Porsches. So I'm just going to park at the top of this hill here, get some exterior shots. This is a good spot. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, buddy. Okay. There are no bad lines on this car. It looks good from every angle. What a good looking car. Funny story here, in the Porsche taking some videos, you know, and this girl pulls up. She was like totally into me and started this conversation with me. Is it the Porsche? If you're out to try and meet some lovely women, maybe getting a Porsche is not a bad idea. I am married, and I told her that, and she was appreciative of that. But if I had parked up here in an SUV, I don't think that would have happened. Now I'm sort of trapped here until these guys leave. Okay, I was talking to my wife a little while ago when I told her I rented this car, and she's like, oh my gosh, I used to want a Porsche when I was a kid. Porsches being cute and little and sexy, it's attractive to women, and you know, it's attractive to men too. Back on the road, we're going to put it into manual here, and we're going to take some of these curves very quickly and enjoy the rest of this drive. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you guys are looking into buying one of these cars, I hope it gave you a little more insight into what it's like. Peace out and rock on.